Being a Christian woman and walking in God's calling for our lives can be a difficult task. With the world and pop culture telling us to be one way, and the Bible saying another, you kind of end up feeling like an other. Well, you're not alone. Join me now and my friends as we navigate life in our 20s and 30s, while making sure we live out our faith, embrace our femininity, and looking cute. We discuss pop culture, life, careers, relationships, and so much more. Prepare to be entertained and educated. I know you're going to love it. Join our movement and embrace being another girl. The views expressed on this podcast are our own and do not reflect our employers. Enjoy. Hello, everyone. You're listening to Those Other Girls with Mallory and Friends. I'm Mallory, and me, you are changing culture and bringing back traditional values. Okay, you guys, it's been a minute. I really need to do a Teacap because, so much has happened. It's also episode 299, and the last Teacap of the year. If you can hear my voice, I'm like teensy bit, like a little sick. I'm like a slight cough, but it's the end of the year. It's practically Christmas. Today is the 22nd, practically Christmas. And there's just so much that needs to be discussed. This is the first time you're hearing my voice on the podcast since I've been 30. Yes, that's right. This podcast is run by a 30-year-old now, by a woman in her 30s. What does that mean? That means I'm no longer in my 20s, really. That's kind of the only thing. I will say, for those that are wondering, I will say I do feel better about it, I guess. Like, it's not the end of the world. I do feel like this is going to be my decade. Yay. And 2025 should be my year. Yay. We all say that. But I do feel like good things are ahead. So that's good. Yeah, that's good. So, yeah. So this episode, there's like a bajillion things that have happened since we have chatted as a Teacap. Sorry about that. There's been a billion things that have happened. We have the drones, Luigi. I have a list in front of me. Luigi, Blake Lively, Ariana Grande, some stuff going on with that. And then I also want to do like my top faves of the year because there's going to be one more episode into the into the new year. I'm gonna try not to cough in everybody's face. But yeah, there's gonna be one more episode into the new year, episode 300, and then we'll see what we're doing from there. I'm trying to let's just talk about some of the stuff that's happened first. Okay, a couple of things. Let's talk about the drones. So for those of you that do not know, there are drones that are just like flying over New Jersey and New York. Realistically, there are drones because realistically they would have shot them down by now. Like that's something that, oh my God, no, there are drones. I've been listening to different people talk about it, and I think someone made a good point. I heard someone say that like they're looking for something specific that they can't tell us. And I think that's more realistic. Blurry Creatures did an episode of Tim Albrino about it. I haven't heard it yet. I'm going to talk about Tim later in this episode. And I don't know what Tim said, but whatever Tim said, I'd probably like lean more toward. I think a couple of things, people who are like, also, I saw on the news that this year a lot of people are shiny, like they're trying to help, like, I don't know, they're uncomfortable. So there's been people who are shining like lasers up into the sky, and it's actually like commercial planes or like regular planes. So people need to stop doing that. And I saw on a TikTok that was like, I really don't care about these drones. Like, it was a little bit more crass. They're like, I don't give an F about these drones. Like, there's so many other things going on. And like, low key, that's also kind of how I feel. Like, I have a million other things going on in my life. We have a million other things going on in the US that like these drones. And then another one of my friends made a good point. Like, we can't do anything about it. So like, I don't know if our time is best served like worrying about it. I think it's funny to talk about like, oh, what's your theories? But like, I think, and I feel the same way about a lot of these conspiracy theories. I think it's fine, and there's nothing wrong with that. Being like, oh, what do you think? It's this. Oh, this is so interesting. But like, I don't think you should be getting worked up in the Facebook group I'm in. Someone is like, a lot of the girls in the group are like really into raw milk. I don't like milk in general, so like, I don't have a strong opinion either way. But in her town, the raw milk is like, there's like an outbreak of flu or I don't know, something, which is real. Like, that's a risk you take when you do drink raw milk. Once again, I don't have a strong opinion. I'm not against it. I'm not pro it. Really, I don't really care. Um, anyway, so she's like all worked up, and a lot of the comments, and I didn't comment this, but this is what I was thinking, is like, then don't drink raw milk if like you're this worked up, if you're this concerned. So like, I truly feel like if you find yourself like laying in bed, like up worrying about these drones, I think that's kind of like, I think you should take a step back. I feel that way about a lot of these conspiracy theories. Take a step back and just like don't care. And at the end of the day, like, it's a drone. Let's say it's an alien. Okay, what are you gonna do? What can we do? I don't know. Stuff like that. I'm just kind of like, just whatever. Interesting, you know. Add something, shake it up the life a little bit. But I mean, who cares? All right, that's one thing. All right, next, talk about Luigi Manjoni. I have a lot of thoughts about him. First thing is like, I saw the video, very upsetting. I saw it on Twitter. Elon, please get on that. That's actually really annoying. I really don't like that. Like, and on Twitter now, you can, anyway, actually, no, I'm gonna say this. One of the negatives of like anybody can say anything is like pornography. I mean, let's be honest, there's a lot of pornography on Twitter, a lot of OnlyFans stuff. And it's so interesting because, like, thank God I don't see like the actual pornography, but a lot of the conservatives I follow, the OnlyFans girls will comment under like, watch this, because I think they're trying to target conservatives, which is like crazy. Anyway, that's a whole nother rabbit hole we go down. But anyway, Iran needs, like, that's the problem with like even a lot of those like other websites that are just so like free speech, like anybody can say anything. The pornography and then like videos of like people of beheadings, videos of people being murdered, like all that stuff becomes so prevalent. I don't know why. I don't know what's wrong with a certain gender that they post stuff like that. Well, I guess it's both genders, think about it. Anyway, I don't know what's wrong with society. That's kind of what it turns into, but that's what it turns into. Pedophilia, the 4chan, all that stuff, or 8chan. I was talking to someone about that. They were explaining how like those sites and stuff are riddled with like pedophilia and like all that stuff, because you can just post any and everything. You can just post any and everything. And if Elon doesn't get on top of that, that's what Twitter's going to turn into. Anyway, all I had to say, I saw that video, absolutely upsetting. And I remember thinking, God, that's really crazy. And then the bullets had denied, dislay, something else, like, oh, this is out of a freaking movie. It feels like it's out of a freaking movie. So that was wild. And then, okay, let's be real. He's handsome. Okay, let's not mince words. He's handsome. That doesn't mean he's not crazy. I mean, my goodness, how many people do we know that are handsome and pretty and are also crazy? Sometimes the most handsome and prettiest people are crazy. So let's be honest with ourselves. Mr. Manjoni is handsome. And my friend was like, and actually, my friend and I were talking about it, and she was like, yeah, because they found someone at Walmart recognized him, and I said, I'm surprised because like, so I went to college in New Jersey. That phenotype or like that look all over New Jersey. There was like 15 guys or more, like just in my like classes or in college. Like that's such a common, like, handsome. Once again, I'm not saying it's unattractive. Very handsome. It's very common. I would have been like, no, that can't possibly be him. And my friend was like, really? I never seen people like that. But she has mainly lived in the South her entire life, and it got me thinking like how interesting it is that like certain parts of the country really does like have looks like that. Like there's certain parts of the country where that look is just, anyway, that's just like a something I thought of. So anyway, so Mr. Manjoni brutally, senselessly murdered this gentleman. And let me say something about this. So let's talk. So there's two things we'll talk about. We'll talk about healthcare, and then we'll talk about like the actual murder. Let's talk about the actual. Actually, let's talk about healthcare first. If you are lying to yourself if you think there is not some sort of problem in the U.S. Now, how we fix that problem is where Republican and Democrat policies differ. But you're lying to yourself if you think that there is not a problem. There's absolutely a problem. What the solution is, I cannot tell you. I do think more of a conservative, privatized situation is better. That's what I think. And that's what a lot of Republicans will tell you. Once again, I don't like healthcare is not something I'm not going to pretend here. I also have an opinion. I'm not going to pretend here and be like, this is how it should be because like I don't know enough about that topic. But I do think like the more conservative Republican stance on it is the appropriate answer. Some people think that universal health care is the answer. There's problems with universal health care as well. But you're crazy if you think there's no problem. And I think that is where the conversation should really be had. I think that, if anything positive comes out of Mr. Bryan's death, it is that we're having a conversation about how do we fix the problem that we have, because there is a problem. If you've ever been to the doctor, there is a problem. And I think, yeah. So that's the first thing. So now let's talk about the death. First of all, I would not, I don't know. When it initially happened, I'm like, did this specific guy deny him? No, he's a CEO. Okay, he's a CEO. So he put the AI in place because like AI is like they have a 15% denial rate. United, I think something like that. It's like bigger than any other company. So he put it in place. Okay, all right. Like I guess I see why he's targeted now. Initially, I was like, I don't get it. Anyway. So a couple things. I was listening to a podcast and they were explaining he might have been doing ayahuasca a lot. And I think it changed in the last 6 months. He's kind of like disappeared. His friends and family didn't know where he was. And like there's all this lore. And, I don't want to say, well, first of all, I don't want to like make him a hero because that's another thing too. He's not a hero. Actually, let's go in this direction. He's not a hero. Okay. Mr. Manjoni is dumb because let me tell you something. United Healthcare is not going to change. As a matter of fact, they can't change. Because if they do change, that means that there will be more copycats. As a fact, a lady in a heated moment over the phone said, deny, delay, whatever it is, and you're next to someone. Let me explain to you, because I'm in another Facebook group, someone was like, well, something revolution. Let me explain something to you. We're in 2024. The way for change, and it's going to take a long time, it is going to be hard, is to do it from the inside, okay? That lady, I was talking to my brother, but I'm like, am I the only person who finds this insane? That lady was charged with domestic terrorism, okay? That is a huge charge. Domestic terrorism, you guys, that is not just something simple. That is prison for years. And this woman doesn't even own guns. And she was charged with domestic terrorism, okay? And she's been an example of, all right? If you guys think that the best way to make changes in the system at this time is to be in the system, here's the reason why people don't want to hear that. It's the reason people don't want to do it. Is you have to work hard to get in the system. And then you have to be consistent. And then once you're in the system, you have to be willing to make the changes, okay? And people don't like to hear that. People want to just go and do something right now. They want something quick. They want something that they think is a guarantee. Let me tell you, the way now to make the change is to be a part of the system or to create your own system, okay? That times have changed. You can't storm the Capitol, okay? Hello? People who did storm the Capitol have been in jail for almost 4 years. Some people have been, like, some of the stories are awful, all right? So, like, then you guys, like, this is not the way to do it. I don't know how to, like, express that and, like, get people to think a little bit clear. Like, what he did, he's not a hero. This is not the way to do it. And the worst part is, I don't think anything's going to change. I think we're having conversations, sure, but nothing's going to change anytime soon because they can't. This is what people, I feel like they're not understanding. They can't let things change too much right now, because then if they do let things change too much, then they're like think then you're kind of like co-signing what he did, and you can't do that. So that was just not smart on his part. Point blank period. So that's going on. Another thing, Grace and Brianna Miss Chicken Fry. Brianna Chicken Fry. Let me give my 2 cents on that. So Grace and Brianna Chicken Fry. From what I've seen, I think I am closer to Team Grace. It's crazy how the internet flipped. What the internet gives, they will take away. Because 10 seconds ago, Brianna Chicken Fry was like she had everybody's heart because of everything that happened with that country boy, Zach Bryan, Luke Bryan, Brian somebody, whoever she dated, the country guy. She had everybody's heart at that point. Now, no one, like, everybody's on Grace's side. I'm not gonna, you either know who these people are or you don't. If you don't, you can skip forward if you want. The thing, so 2 things. Watching your friend be with someone who is like abusing and hurting them is really hard. It is really hard. And I'll say for me, like, talking to my friend tells me like, yeah, he hit me or he did this, he did that. I have a hard time being like, hey, welcome to our event. Like, that's tough for me. Especially like, obviously, oh, okay, well then is there something you want to do? Here's another tip for single ladies with married friends. Don't get in the middle of people's relationships. If you want to keep your friend forever, for life, don't comment on their relationships. Let me tell you that now. Let them vent to you. Wow, that's interesting. Because here's the thing, no matter what, they're probably going to always pick their partner over you. So that's as they should. Like, realistically, if this is the person that they're going to be with forever, they should pick their partner over you. But if you really want to have a nice, beautiful relationship with your friend forever, and you want their husband to like love you like a sister or like a niece, I think that's something I saw. Like, your best friend's husband is like your uncle. I consider them like brothers. But anyway, if you want it to happen, don't be commenting on their marriage. Let them vent to you. Maybe add like a teeny bit commentary, and always end it with, this is what I always do. Well, I'm not married, so I can't comment. I can't imagine how that feels. Also, make sure maybe you should talk to someone who has been married for a while. I always say, like, if you talk to like a mentor, someone who's already married for a while. I'm just telling, like, if you want to keep your friendship, don't comment on your friend's marriage. That's just a Mallory tip for you. Okay, so yeah, so having your friend do that, it's hard to watch. It's really hard to watch. So I personally don't think you should, in friendships, I don't think you should be like, if you don't break up with this person, then I don't think you should do that. But I'm just saying, like, it is hard. It is something difficult to watch. So I understand people who do, but I also don't, because like, they're going to need, when it does blow up in their face, they're going to need someone. So I think that had something to do with it. Maybe, I think they're young. Maybe they just didn't understand like how to handle that. And you learn that with age and like with maturity, like just kind of watching like life and just seeing how things play out. You learn that. So I think that had something to do with the breaking up of their friendship. I want to say this too. Dave is weird to me. Like, I just feel like is he in love with Brianna? Like, that's with Miss Chicken Fry? Like, he's a weirdo. A real weirdo to me. But yeah, like, it does seem as if like Grace was like, and I've watched some of their clips, and people can say this about me. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties. No, not really. I had to like a coughing fit. Okay, so back to what I was saying. It's hard to people say this at me. It's hard to carry a solo show, and from what I saw, I think it would be difficult for either one of them to go solo. It is very like I'm doing a solo show right now. It is hard. And realistically, my solo episodes don't get as many as like episodes where like Isabel or Melanie or any of my other friends that come to co-host with me for the Teacaps. And they certainly don't get as many listens as the interviews. So it is pretty hard to go solo. So that's gonna be interesting. She's with Alex Cooper, who I would love to have her Spotify deal. 60 million, like, would change my life, but it's not for me right now, so whatever. No, she's the Call Her Daddy girl. So she has a network called Unwell, which is like not as good as other girls' media, Anyway, so she has a network, and so Greg's is joining her network. Interesting. I'll be following along that story. Interesting. Speaking of other friends, first of all, I'm packing in a lot of things that have happened in this one episode. It's like, what? Two other friends, Reagan and Brett. I'm kind of fatigued of the story at this point. I have overwatched videos. My thoughts. We don't really know what happened. It is kind of interesting that Brett is not. I'll tell you the part that is the most interesting to me. People are saying some really nasty things about Reagan, and Brett hasn't said, "Hey, like, stop talking about my friend." That part, I'm like, sorry about that. That part, I'm like, okay, something's up, because that part, I'm like, something's up, because if someone was talking about my friend the way some people are talking about my friend, like, I want to say something. Like, people are being like really nasty to Reagan. So that's why I think something is definitely up. With that being said, we really don't know. Like, the departure, it could be sketch, it could not be sketch. That's the thing about Daily Wire, which people are like, oh, I do think they should be more transparent, but I like how business, like, hey, this is business. Business is business. It's strictly financial. Like, some things are like that. And I think that a lot of times people who don't own businesses, like myself, they don't understand, like, sometimes things are just like business. And like, I'm trying to explain people who come on to like help me with stuff, or like if I need a contract to do something, like, and it's a friend, like, I've had to say, like, hey, like, I'm gonna be in business mode right now, like, this is a business, so let's focus business, and then afterwards, like, let's not be business, but like, this is business and this is important to me, so like, business is business, this is strictly financial, so like, don't take what I'm saying personally. So honestly, I do like the Daily Wires like that. I respect that about them. So yeah, we don't really know. I'm kind of fatigued of the story. I guess we'll see more. I did see last night on Twitter, like the night before I'm recording this, some more stuff happened with them. So I'll have to check that out, and then maybe the new year I'll bring it back up. Let's see. We got more information about the Blake Lively thing. I think I'm gonna talk more about that in the new year, but we have more information. I think this is an example of two things can be true at once. How Blake Lively handled some stuff is not right, and how Justin handled some stuff is not right. But I think those two things can be true at once, but more than anything, they should have picked a different Lily, and this will not have happened. I'm sorry, they should have picked a different. I do not know why they went with Blake Lively. She was too old. Lily's like 23. Blake Lively's like 40. And I think that was part of the young naivety of youth. But anyway, I know Ariana Grande. I want to do a separate video on what's going on with Ariana Grande. You know what? I don't even want to say it. What's going on with Dr. Jill. What is her? Let me look up her last name real quick, because I want to give her Ethan Slater's. I don't even want to say Ethan Slater. Dr. Lily J. Why did I say Dr. Jill? Dr. Lily J. I want to do a separate episode on that as well. It'll kind of be old news, maybe not, but in the new year. But I do want to talk about that in an episode, like a separate episode. I don't want to push it into this episode, but those are two topics that we definitely need to cover on Those Are the Girls. There's a lot in both of these. But I just want to say this. Ethan Slater, trash human. Ariana, as much as I want to like her, trash human. And this is not the first time she has been a home wrecker. I don't know if you guys remember Big Sean and Naya Rivera from Glee. They used to date. Ariana Grande took Big Sean from Naya, which was also so random when she dated Big Sean. That was crazy to me. And then the last thing that I want to cover is just some like things that have happened this year. So I saw Instagram, there was this Instagram that made a list of like things of the year. I guess like they called it of the year. I don't know if you guys know Betch, Betch. Yeah, not the B word, but Betch. They are like a girly pop. They're a girly pop Instagram media company, I guess. But they did like really cute. Okay, now I'm getting. Anyway, they did like, I wanted to go over this. They did like memes of the year, quote of the year, niche hyperfixation, baby girl of the year. So I want to do that real quick with you guys. Okay, so that BEPCH of the year, Risa Tisa. You guys remember she's the one who told the story of like her husband that was like 8 hours long on TikTok and everybody loved it. Moodang, who is an adorable little hippo girl. Charlie XCX. Ilan Amar, who is, well, you know, Charlie XCX is the singer. She sings Brat and Apple. I think the apples are cool. Elon Omar. She is the lacrosse woman that I support. I don't care about the Olympics, but I care about her. And then Jules LeBron, who is the person who is the person who did like the year, blah blah blah. I'm not a fan. I will say mine is between Mudang and Elon Amar. I'll say it's both of them. Mudang, every little video thing, I'm just like, oh, she's so adorable. And Mahar, I just like how Ilana, wow, let me not stop saying her name. Ilana, I just really like how she like puts herself out there. I saw a video where she talked about how she wears red lipstick when she rugbies and things like that. I love that. I absolutely love that. Okay. Meme of the year. Ray Gunn, the lady who did the breakdancing Four Seasons Orlando baby, who I saw on TikTok. The aunt is really milking everything. NJ Javid on the Traitors, I don't know who that is. Glasgow Willy Wonka. That was a Willy Wonka. But people went to and it was like, hey, like I wish you could see this picture. And then Heather Gray of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Don't watch it. So one interesting thing, girly pop thing about me is that I don't do is watch reality TV. Like I do not care about these people's lives. They're beautiful and rich, and I don't know, maybe I'm jealous. I just don't care. Like I don't care, so I don't watch those. Four Seasons Orlando baby is mine. The art is really milking it, but I don't know, it's still entertaining. She's so cute. She's so funny. Okay, quote of the year. Is it Ruth Gitters? Is it Ruth Bader Ginsburg? Oh my gosh, that's so funny. So this person isn't it, but like Joey Roselle, someone showed him Gypsy Rose, and he goes, "Is it Ruth Bader Ginsburg?" That's so funny. All right, y'all. Sorry about that. And then this person goes, "Oh Lord, sweet tea baby Jesus, not Elkin Sue, Beatrice Parks. I don't know. I want to start a new genre of music called gay pop. Jojo Siwa, D is Fire, Gypsy Blanchard, what chore the cop who pulled over JT. That's so funny. I'm the only, I know three, but I not like Jojo Siwa. So the D is Fire and what chore the cop pulled over Justin Timberlake. That's so funny. It's between those two for me. Niche hyperfixation. Henrik Christensen. He is the guy who did the who ate on the muffins at the Olympics. Talk to it, Tried Wives. I love Nara Smith, and I don't mind Ballerina Farms. I don't want Ballerina Farms life, I'll tell you that. I don't mind her. Holding space for Defying Gravity, Oscar Guys and the Rizzler. Okay, holding space for Defying Gravity for sure. The Cosmo Guys and the Rizzler want to hate on them so badly. I can't because like it's wholesome, but the whole boom thing, not for me. And I'm not gonna try to get work. I'm not gonna try to get work. It was just fine. Baby Girl of the Year, Jack Skolsberg. He is RFK Jr.'s nephew, I believe. He's a Kennedy. Jonathan Bailey looked absolutely handsome and wicked. Andrew Garfield, Marcelo Hernandez, or Steven Nursvik, who looks just like Steve from America. I think I'm gonna go with, gosh, I honestly think it's either the Kennedy boy. The Kennedy boy is handsome. Terrible politics, but very handsome. Really, really impressed me. And you know what? I'm gonna say Jonathan Bailey, but Steve from the male gymnast, I think he's just so adorable. So I'm gonna give him another type of award. He's just so cute. Reality star icon, don't care. Let me see. Do I even know any of these people? Oh, the Chelsea Blackwell, who's such a Megan Fox. That's funny. No. Song of the Year. Looking for a Man in Finance. That's a fun one. Apple. Coconut Tree Brat Remix. That's another fun one. The Spark. I love those little kids. That's a good one. And Nasty by Tanashi. No. Out of all of them, Apple and Nasty, no. It's either Looking for a Man in Finance, Coconut Tree, or The Spark. Honestly, I'll give them a three-way tie. I love, it's like super, you guys know that song. The Looking for a Man in Finance. That was fun. And she didn't even get paid for that, y'all. You know, they made, because the song on Spotify, she doesn't even get royalties for that. Yay. Feud of the Year. Well, I mean, Kendrick and Drake wins this, but let's hear about the others. Kendrick and Drake, Blake and Justin, close second. Chappell Roan and the Paparazzi, well, close second. UN Gymnastics and Michaela Skinner. I don't know much about that. Nicki and Megan Thee Stallion, didn't know they were beefing. I mean, honestly, there's no feud of the year more than Drake and Kendrick, but Blake and Justin. I mean, we almost had a segment on that on this episode today. And Chappell and the Paps are like close second. That was, yeah. I like a lot of Chappell's music, I really do, but she's just a miserable person and pure. I'm like, yay. Even though the video with her and her parents and her singing, the video with her and her parents singing is so adorable. She just, like, whatever, how happy or whatever happened there, she needs to be for a while. Because, like, outside of that, she seemed kind of, like, annoying and miserable. And her mom was so cute. Viral Sound of the Year. I feel like you're just here for the zip line. Funny. Orange Drink, if you know, you know. Don't know that one. Spectacular, give me 14 of them. In the Club, We All Fam. Do you know you have 30 minutes? 30. So honestly, it's between In the Club, We All Fam, and Do You Know You Have 30 Minutes? Yes, 30. Those are fun. I have no idea. Jennifer Lopez and Orange Drink, if you know, you know. What? Wait, that happened? Pookie. Mob Wives Aesthetic. Tweens at Sephora. Selena Gomez and Kylie Lip Reader Drama. Elmo Checking In. What? Okay, I guess I remember all of these. I don't care about this category, so I'm not gonna. Oh, that was the last one. All right. So that was fun. These categories. What did you guys think? Do you like all my choices? If not, let me know. What was more interesting? All right. So, all right. Last segment. I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna say my best movie this year that I saw. The best TV show I saw this year. The best song, and my favorite commentator on just like different topics. All right. Let me get through this. Best movie this year. Probably no surprise anybody. Wicked. If you have not seen it, you need to see it. It's so good. The message is Chef's Kiss. Like, oh my gosh, it's so good. The music, the dancing. And also remember, like, you don't have to support Ariana. But there were hundreds of people who worked really hard. And like that's what's so tough about this type of things. Like sometimes it's so tough because like I don't like Ariana. I think I don't want to support her. But then like it's not like she's not the only person in the movie. She's not the only person who has worked really hard. I mean, these people worked so hard. Everything from the set to the music to the dancing, the choreography, like, oh my god, it is so good. And it's so unfortunate that she and Ethan Slater, like, tainted this. And that lady, well, I'll get into that, but like, it's so awful that they did that. It's not fair to the cast, the other cast and crew, because I want to say they don't know, but like the audacity they have, they might have known, but what do you, I mean, do? But like, they might not have known, but the audacity they could have. Who knows? So yeah, so Wicked was good though. It was such a good movie. I mean, I it's so good. Best TV show. Okay, so this TV show I haven't heard anyone talking about. Not at all. Upload. So good. It's this guy who has written a bunch of stuff. He's never been a star, and you've seen him on TV. He's the star. And it's so fascinating. So essentially what it is like when you die, you're uploaded into like this community, if you're rich. That's what I'm gonna say. And it's just kind of like what happens there with his girlfriend and his family and people who control the system and stuff like that. It's so good. I watched all the seasons. There's one more season left, and I think they still need to film. It's so good, but it's one of those just like 8 seasons, which is kind of annoying. It's on Amazon Prime. Upload is the website. I mean, Upload is the show. You should watch it. Best song, please. Espresso. Espresso is so good. I am a Sabrina Carpenter fan, for sure. This was her year. I hope she gets all the Grammys. It was so good. Espresso is such a good song. I cannot stop listening to it. And it's so fun, like just like light and eerie. Not eerie. So light and like, I don't know, it's just so fun and light and like cute. The other song that was my number 6 actually, the like it's a completely different genre, but I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Die With a Smile with Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars. It's my number 6 song on Spotify. So good. It's so sweet. They have beautiful voices. I mean, absolutely beautiful voices. It's so good. And then favorite commentator is Tim Alberino. I talked about him earlier. If you listen to Blurry Creatures, he goes on there a lot. And he talks about aliens a lot. He did an episode on Atlantis that actually like got me to listen to Blurry Creatures. And it got me to like be interested in what he had to say and like kind of trust the things that he says. Tim Alberino is a really good follow on Instagram. He did an episode on the Jones. I haven't listened to that yet. It's just been really busy, but that's on my list to listen to this week is like to hear his take on the Jones. And he usually is like really on top of these things. And he's very educated. I really like his insight. So this year he's my favorite person to like listen to and like learn from. So yeah, that is 2024. 2024 in a nutshell. This has been quite a year for TLG. I'll talk about it in the next episode, which will be episode 300, and like some things are, you'll see. But this has been quite a year, and a lot of things have happened culturally that needed some tea. And next year, I'm going to be more on top of. I'm going to try to do Teacaps every single week, even if it's just me. I'm going to try to do that. And yeah, you guys, I just what a year. What an interesting year it's been. And so many things have happened from the drone, like in the last couple of weeks, from the drones to the shootings. Like, what's going to happen? Pearl is dating someone. I mean, what's Pearl from just Pearly things? What's going to happen in the next couple of weeks? Who knows? And I don't know, the next couple of days. We have 31 minus 22. We have 9 days until the New Year's. Anything can happen. It's all up in the air. Anything can happen. So, yeah, you guys, happy New Year, Merry Christmas. Wednesday, you're still going to get one more episode of the year, but this is the last Teacap. Yeah, Happy New Year, Merry Christmas first, I guess. I don't know why I'm saying Happy New Year, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I hope you guys have a great season with your friends and your family. Be safe, make good decisions. Comment, rate, subscribe, review. That will be a good decision to do that. And let all your friends know about the podcast. This upcoming year, I've already recorded like for interviews for January. So it's gonna be Chef's Kiss. It's gonna be so good. You guys are gonna love it. So yeah, I guess that's it. Have a good day, night, evening, however, wherever you're listening. Bye.